what's truly inspired me today is seeing how multiple generations of women have achieved so much, putting their fears to one side and really stepping up and having the confidence in themselves.
Probably what's impacted me the most is the morning session that I went to that was kind of really dedicated for men, and the kind of the sense of, or maybe an awareness of kind of the privilege that I've had. I had always kind of looked at my career as kind of just moving from one job to the next, and I've realized how easy that's been for me without really having to look or even interview hard for jobs, versus what my wife, who works at Roche, or some of the women on my team have had to deal with. So a much more of an awareness of the kind of the privilege that I've had without even thinking about it.
About equal pay for equal work.
I think what I learned today that's impacted me the most has been that we still have work to do. I learned that we still have women leaders at Roche that are still facing gender bias far greater than what I was even aware.
One of the best ways to unroot gender bias in the workplace is actually when men are mentored by women. And that relationship changes the dynamic in the workplace to positively benefit gender parity.
My experience today has been really great. It's been nice to see men and women at a women's conference, and it's great to see that we're all kind of focusing in on the same theme of really seeing what's going on today with women and how we can bring that back to our places of work.
I spent a great day so far today. Learned a lot from other organizations, how they approach with their programs with male allies, and how we can be a force in driving programs for gender equality.
As I go back, I want to look at how I'm engaged with our business resource groups at Roche and make sure that I'm contributing actively to the culture on campus that allows everyone to come to work and be themselves every day.
You know, reflecting in my role and what I've seen today, it's really struck me the role I can play in actually sharing my journey with future female leaders, really being able to describe how I got to where I am and encouraging people to have the confidence to do the same.
You need to ask for what you want and ask for it in a way that's very specific. I've found in the past that I may not have been as specific as I needed to be, so that's definitely something I'm going to change moving forward.
Value those employees, but I think the most important thing is finding the value in yourself.
So for me, professionally, it really is about getting the ally process developed. So really looking at how can we get those male allies, or how can we get individuals that are not part of that business resource group to really be allies, which I think is key for everybody being involved in the process that we're trying to do in order to move our process forward.
I'm going to bring the conversation to the table. I'm going to make sure at my staff meetings, I'm going to make sure in my one-on-one conversations and my mentoring conversations that I start the discussion so I can hear more.
I don't think it matters how you come to the conversation. Coming to the conversation is the goal.
I think I would, again, just go back and just reevaluate some things that I've already put into place and just make sure that I've exhausted all the possibilities. And that's really, what's, in my past, I never really exhausted all the possibilities. And today has taught me you really should go that extra mile and exhaust everything, because there's really, I'm going to say, nothing in this world that you really can't have if you put your mind to it and if you do the work and if you prepare. So
I lead a group of young professional salespeople, and some of them are very early in career. Some of them are more tenured in their career, but starting a new career in sales. So this is a great opportunity for me to take what I've learned and pass it along to those who work for me and with me in making sure that we're providing an inclusive workplace, and one that really helps promote from within, obviously, but also just to help people coming up through the next generation know how to, move their career forward.
I think now is definitely the time for us to make sure we're acting and moving
I
forward.
believe it's the time for us, individually and collectively, to really have the confidence in ourselves, to leverage those connections, to be advocates for ourselves.
Now is the time for me to ask for what I want.
now is the time for much more purposeful skills development and succession planning.
So now is the time to show up and speak up.
Now is the time to show up to support our diversity and inclusion initiatives.
I believe now is the time to embrace authenticity with individuals and to get to know people at an authentic level. I think now is the time to be authentic.
Now is the time to be more vocal.
I think that now is the time for gender equality.
I think now is the time for all leaders at Roche to provoke the questions and start the discussions and to really listen so that we can make real change.
Whose time is it? Whose time? Whose time? Whose time? Thank you so much, IWL.